Welcome back to our math class. For today's lesson, we will have multiplying fractions. Are you ready? Okay. Then let's do the following examples. What is the product of 3/8 and 5/7? We are asked to get the product, so that means the operation that we will use is multiplication. Okay. Now, if you will look at our fractions here, we have dissimilar fractions because they have different denominators. Take note that in multiplying fractions, there is no need for us to change our dissimilar fractions into similar fractions before we can multiply. So how will we multiply these simple fractions? For us to multiply them, we'll use the following steps. Okay, so let's have 3/8 times 5/7. According to our steps, we will multiply first the numerators. So that will be 3 times 5, it's equal to 15. Then we multiply the denominators, which is 8 times 7, that will give us 56. If the product is an improper fraction, we change it into a mixed number. But take a look at our product here. Our product is a proper fraction because the denominator is bigger than the numerator. So that means there's no need for us to change it into a mixed number. So let's proceed to step 4, which is to simplify our answer. Again, to simplify a fraction, we will use continuous division method for GCF. So let's have 15 and 56 here. Is there a number which can divide both 15 and 56 aside from 1? Let's try 2. 15 divided by 2. Is 15 divisible by 2? No, only 56 is divisible by 2. So let's try 3. 15 is divisible by 3, but 56 is not. Now, if we will continue trying out the numbers like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on, we will not find a number which will divide both 15 and 56 aside from 1. That means 15 over 56 is already in its simplest form. So this will be our final answer. Okay, next example. What is 3/4 times 2/5? So again, we are given simple fractions. So we will follow the same steps that we did earlier. So let's have 3/4 times 2/5. 3 times 2 is 6 and 4 times 5 is 20. Again, we have here a proper fraction, so there's no need for us to do step number 3. So let's proceed to step 4, which is to simplify. 6 and 20 are both divisible by 2, so we'll have 6 divided by 2 is 3 and 20 divided by 2 is 10. Therefore, the simplest form of 6 over 20 is 3/10. So this will be our final answer. Let's have another example. What is 2 and 2/3 multiplied by 6/9? This time we are given a mixed fraction or a mixed number and a simple fraction. So how will we multiply a mixed number and a simple fraction? Okay, these are the steps that we will follow. First is to change the mixed number to an improper fraction. So we will change 2 and 2/3 into an improper fraction by multiplying the denominator and the whole number and adding the product to our numerator. So we'll have 3 times 2, that is 6, plus 2, that will give us 8. Then we copy the denominator, which is 3. Now we have 8/3 times 6/9. Then we follow the rules in multiplying simple fractions, like what we did earlier. So 8 times 6 is equal to 48, and 3 times 9 is equal to 27. This time we have improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So that means we need to change it into a mixed number. How will we do that? We will just simply divide the numerator and the denominator. 48 divided by 27 is 1. 1 times 27 is 27. Then we'll have a remainder of 21. Okay, so this quotient here will be our whole number. This remainder will be our numerator, and this divisor will be our denominator. Now, if you look at the mixed number we acquired, 21 over 27 can still be simplified. So let's simplify it through continuous division method for GCF. 21 and 27 are both divisible by 3. So we'll have 21 divided by 3 is 7, and 27 divided by 3 is 9. Therefore, the simplified form of 21 over 27 is 7 over 9. Okay. So our final answer will be 1 and 1 and 7 over 9, or 1 and 7 ninths. Okay, let's try another example. What is the product of 1 and 2/3 and 2/5? Again, we are given mixed number and a simple fraction. So we will do the same steps we did earlier. Okay, let's change 1 and 2/3 into an improper fraction. So that will be 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2, that will give us 5. Then we copy the denominator 3. So we'll have 5/3 times 2/5. 5 times 2 is 10, and 3 times 5 is 15. We have here a proper fraction, so there's no need for us to change it into a mixed number. Therefore, let's proceed to simplifying it. Okay, 10 and 15. 10 and 15 are both divisible by 5. So we'll have 10 divided by 5 is 2, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. 2 and 3 are relatively prime, so we'll stop dividing here. Therefore, the simplified form of 10 over 15 is 2/3. Okay. Next example, what is 2 times 3/6? This time we have a whole number and a simple fraction. So how will we multiply these two numbers? Okay, for us to multiply them, these are the steps that we'll follow. Okay, let's have 2 times 3 over 6. According to our steps, if we have a whole number, we simply multiply the whole number and the numerator. So that will be 2 times 3, it will give us 6. Then we copy the denominator, which is 6. Again, if the answer is an improper fraction, we change it to a mixed number. 6 over 6 is considered an improper fraction because the numerator and the denominator are equal. So for us to change it into a mixed number or to simplify it, we'll have to divide the numerator and the denominator. And 6 divided by 6 is equal to 1. Therefore, 6 over 6 is just 1. Okay, this is already its simplified form. So our final answer will be 2 times 3/6 is equal to 1. Let's have another example. What is 1 and 1/4 multiplied by 4? This time we have a mixed number and a whole number. Okay, so again, whenever we have a mixed number, the first thing that we should do is to always change it into an improper fraction. So let's have 1 and 1/4 here. 1 and 1/4 rather. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 1, that will give us 5. So 1 and 1/4 will be 5/4 in improper fraction. Then we multiply it to our whole number. Okay, so the whole number will just be multiplied to the numerator. So 5 times 4, that will give us 20. Then we'll have to copy the denominator. Now we have 20 over 4. This is an improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the denominator. So let's change it into a mixed number. 20 divided by 4 is equal to 5. Okay, there's no remainder, so the answer is just a whole number 5, and 5 is already the simplified form. Okay, so we'll have 5/4 times 4 is equal to 5. Now let's have our last example. What is the value of n in 2/7 times 4 times 1 and 1/2 equals n? So this time we are given 3 numbers or 3 factors. Okay, let's follow these steps to solve it. So again, whenever you have a mixed number, we'll change it first into an improper fraction. So let's have 1 and 1/2 here. Okay, 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1, that will give us 3. Then we copy the denominator 2. So let's have 2/7 times 4 times 3/2. Okay. Next, we multiply the whole number and the numerators. So we'll have 2 times 4, that's 8, times 3, that will give us 24. Then, we multiply the denominators. Since 4 is a whole number, it has a denominator 1, but there's no need for us to write it down. We'll just multiply 7 and 2. 7 times 2 is 14. Now, if the answer is an improper fraction, we change it into a mixed number. Okay, so we have here an improper fraction because 24 is bigger than 14. So let's change it into a mixed number. 24 divided by 14, that will give us 1. Then we'll have a remainder of 10. Okay, so if we will write it into a mixed number, we'll have 1 and 10 over 14. Okay, 10 over 15 is not yet simplified, so we have to simplify it. Okay, and for us to do that, we'll just simply use continuous division method for GCF. 10 and 14 are both divisible by 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5 and 14 divided by 2 is 7. Therefore, our final answer will be 1 and 5/7. Okay, and that's it for our topic for today. Okay, congratulations on finishing another lesson. Good job!